On the night of November 23, the city of Shatura in Russia's Moscow region came under attack by Ukrainian drones. Local telegram channels reported the incident. Kamikaze drones struck the thermal power plant located in the city, causing an explosion and a fire. As a result of the strike, transformer units and other equipment were severely damaged. Due to the damage to the power plant, which plays an important role in supplying electricity to the Moscow region, part of Shatura was left without power and heating. No information has been reported about casualties. Authorities in the Moscow region stated that several drones were shot down by the air defense system.
СПО работает. Ой, ебать! Блядь! Нихуя себе, блядь! Ебать, блядь!
Ой, сейчас бабахнет, да? Сейчас, наверное, вот черный гайд пошла. Да ты чё? Слышу обстрелы. Или что это? Что это? А?
Пытаются сбивать.
Да? Вот, летит. Что-то, сейчас бабахнет. Все. Вот так вот. Вот так вот, 6-й раз. В другом месте уже. Ой, какая-то самая... Ты слышал?
Я видел.
Ты видел?
Ну, я видел, что наши пытаются сбивать, и что шуметь летит.
Ой, блин, у меня аж прям коленки подкосились. Ёпарас, это... Это самый Цельгресс, что ли, да? Их Цельгресс?
Ну да.
Вот такой этот пошел, смотри, это самое. Ебать. Просто ебаньки. У меня аж прям колотится.
Боже мой. Боже мой, как это близко, Агла.
Пиздец. Мазутку ебанули, что ли, блядь?
Успокоиться нахуй. Ебать того Люсю. Блядь. Сука. Пизда.
СПО работает. Ой, ебать! Блядь! Нихуя себе, блядь! Ебать, блядь!
Russia's prolonged invasion of Ukraine has led to mounting dysfunction within the country's political system, triggering power struggles among elite factions and weakening traditional chains of command. Important stories reported, citing sources close to the Kremlin. The publication highlights that in the fourth year of the war, the concentration of power among security services has disrupted internal political coordination. Officials described the current environment as chaotic, with state institutions competing for diminishing resources and political influence. This is a systemic battle for any available resources. It's clear there are far fewer of them now. One source working within the Kremlin told important stories. According to the report, Russia's powerful security services are increasingly operating independently of both the government and the domestic policy bloc of the presidential administration. A lawmaker from the ruling United Russia Party told important stories that political decisions are now made solely through a lens of wartime patriotism, with little coordination across institutions. A serving officer from the Federal Security Service, FSB, confirmed that since the beginning of the war, surveillance tools have been redirected toward monitoring government bodies and other state institutions rather than traditional targets, such as the opposition. There used to be unity against common enemies. Now they're fighting each other, a Kremlin-linked source said. One of the key mechanisms for political pressure, the designation of foreign agents, is reportedly no longer fully controlled by the presidential administration. According to important stories, the label is now being applied not only to opposition figures, but also to business leaders and even pro-government commentators. In one case, a blogger who had praised Kremlin official Sergei Kirienko was added to the register. Kirienko, who has overseen domestic political strategy for nearly a decade as first deputy chief of staff, has reportedly come under pressure himself. Important stories cited Kremlin sources saying that he is not always informed of the arrests of senior officials, including those appointed under his authority. The publication noted that 155 government officials have been detained in 2025 alone, including mayors and deputy governors. Large-scale asset seizures have also become common. Since the war began, prosecutors have confiscated over 4.5 trillion rubles in assets, approximately $50 billion, targeting individuals with close ties to state power. Sources also linked the growing tensions to Kirienko's reported ties to Yuri Kovalchuk, a key shareholder in Bank Russia and one of Russian leader Vladimir Putin's closest allies. Other factions within the Russian elite, particularly those from the security apparatus, allegedly view Kovalchuk as a rival in the broader competition for influence over Kremlin decision-making. The longer the war drags on and the more it impacts the Russian economy, the sharper the internal contradictions become. One source told important stories. Despite the instability, the system continues to function, driven largely by bureaucratic inertia. As one former Kremlin official put it, the government could potentially keep running on fumes for years before any structural collapse. Earlier, Ukraine's Foreign Intelligence Service reported that Russian companies had entered survival mode, citing rising payment delays, falling demand, and widespread liquidity issues. Nearly 40% of businesses were experiencing overdue payments, while a majority had begun cutting administrative and operational expenses.